everybody. My name is Epoch, and today we're going to be starting a new journey. I have been thinking about this challenge for a while. I want to do a shiny only run of PokeMMO. To my knowledge, it's never been done before, like completed. There's a few other people on YouTube that have started up accounts to do this, and I just want to give my shot at it. So I'm in the character create screen right now, and I've thought about which region is the best, like a lot, and I've decided that Kanto is probably the best. Um, I'm gonna get a look for this character and choose a name, and yeah, I'll be back with you guys shortly. Right, so here we are. Um, I've chosen the name Aspirations, and I just kind of did this outfit, the all black with the like golden hair. uh, so yeah, there's a little bit of like nuance to go through about how I'm gonna go through the early game because a lot of the other people that do this challenge they start in the first route, and I think there's a better way to do this. So yeah, in PokeMMO there is no like shiny starter right off the bat. These are shiny locked. So the only thing that really goes into choosing this is the base speed of the Pokemon you want to start with. Uh, and I believe it's Charmander that has the highest. So let's choose him. He'll also be the best because we'll get the rival to have a water type, and it's likely that we're going to start with something that gets good grass coverage. Yeah, let's choose Charmander. Now we fight him, and I'm going to intentionally lose this battle because in the rule sets of this challenge, every trainer battle must be won with a shiny Pokemon. So I'm just gonna keep growling. This might take forever. Right. So now we have a full health Charmander, and we've sufficiently lost the first battle. We have to go up and get his mail or whatever. So let's try and dodge as much grass as possible. There is a video on YouTube of a guy getting a shiny that he can't catch because he runs through the grass and before he has Pokeballs. Now his parcel should be in the store that's up here. So let's grab that real quick. I don't know why the camera just shook like that. That was weird. Okay, let's take it back to Oak. Now it's good that we have access to a PC because I'm going to be mailing myself stuff here in a moment. And then once I give this parcel back and get to the area that I want to show you guys, I'm going to start talking about like the rule set for this challenge that I've come up with, and also the kind of strategy that I've cooked up. So, all right, we get the Pokedexes and stuff, and 5 Pokeballs. Gary talks that shit on me. All right, so I'm gonna run back to the one area and also mail myself a bunch of stuff. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, guys, I've just moved over a bunch of stuff from my main. Um, I moved over some EXP candies to get the Charmeleon to level cap. Also gave it a leftovers. I also moved over 900 lures. Uh, yeah, some full heals, some max potions, a bunch of Pokeballs. yeah, I just want to be prepared if I find the first shiny. Um, and yeah, this is the biggest part of the start that I wanted to show off. So you can just walk straight past like a lot of stuff here and just go straight into Veridian Forest. You don't have to do any trainers. You just walk right in. And the good thing about Veridian Forest is it has a very, very high chance of you finding a Pokemon that learns Sweet Scent. Like there's only one spawn in the day that's here that doesn't get Sweet Scent. It's Pidgey. Night adds, I believe, I think it's Spinarak and Hoot Hoot, which don't get it, and morning adds, I think it's Leddyba. But everything else here learns it. So if you want to get a Pokemon that can summon hordes, it's really good. Yeah, this is where I'm going to be singling. It also has Bulbasaur as a lure, which is crazy. If I find a shiny Bulbasaur, it'll be like the greatest start ever. um, but yeah, this is where I'm starting. I'm going to be walking back and forth in this grass until I find something. Uh, yeah, I'll go over the rules in probably the next clip. So here are the account rules. It took me a while to plan this and think of how I want to do this because there's some really psychotic ways you can do this, and I chose these rules because I think this is the most fun way to play it with the most options. That would be the most entertaining for you guys and the most fun for me. So, first rule is trainers must be defeated with only OT shiny Pokemon. I can't bring over. It's the main rule of the challenge. I can't bring over any super broken Pokemon from my main. It can't just be OT. It can't just be shinies that I buy off the GTL or anything. It has to be ones that I catch out of the grass, and yeah, basically goes without saying. Um, Rule number 2: all Pokemon used in battles must be OT shinies apart from the starter, which is shiny locked. Um, this means that even in a wild battle, I can't I can't bring over a illuminate Pokemon to make the encounters faster, or I can't bring over a catching Pokemon to make catching more 100%. You know, like I have to only like if I want a Pokemon that can Sweet Scent, I have to find a Pokemon that learns it. Um, no breeding of OT Pokemon unless parents are both OT. I doubt this will ever come into play, but it's just for the sake of like since I'm allowing the GTL, I don't want to have the precedent where I can just buy breeders off the GTL and make my Pokemon crazy right off the bat. I want it to be more so the Pokemon I find and make into make them viable myself instead of paying out extra to make them crazy. Um, Rule number 4: items are allowed to be transferred over / bought off the GTL. Uh, so the GTL is locked until the 4th gym, which means if I was to allow this rule that I can buy stuff off the GTL, I wouldn't even be able to utilize it for such a long time because the majority of the grind is going to be on the first route probably. Um, so I just decided this is an MMO. If I wanted to, if I wanted to make it so can only I can only use stuff that's in the playthrough, I would just do Fire Red and boost the shiny odds to 1 in 30k. You know, like it's an MMO. I should be allowed to trade stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Items I brought over like 1,000,000 yen. I brought over some Pokeballs, some Quick Balls, just all kinds of supplies to make sure the catches are more guaranteed. And I want to be able to buff my Pokemon up. Like I want to be able to put moves on them that I wouldn't otherwise be able to because the department store is locked to like post game usually with all the good TMs. Like it takes a while to even unlock the Sweet Scent TM, for example. That's really the main reason why this clause is in effect because if I wanted to do hordes, it would take such a long time to like grind out an Oddish or a Bellsprout. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna bring over held items, that type of stuff. Number 5, is every shiny must be found at base odds, meaning no charm or donator status. I feel like this is just helps solidify the challenge, you know, like keeping it at 1 in 30k. I don't know. Most when people do these types of stuff, they usually do it on base odds, like in the regular games. They don't use like the shiny charm in those, so might as well do it in mine. And number 6 is I must find at least 6 shiny Pokemon by the end of the playthrough, because I want to be able to have a full team by the time I beat the champion. Um, yeah, this is basically the rules. If I think of anything like midway through the playthrough, I'll probably add it to this. But yeah, this is what I'm going by. I just want to show off two of the people that have kind of inspired me to do this challenge. Um, Petrowski, the biggest content creator for this game, he has a shiny only account that he's been working on for a little while. I don't know when the last time he streamed it was, but I think he's decently far into it. Like, yeah, this one says he's 4,800 encounters deep. The way he's doing it is a lot different to mine. I believe he has like no held items, and he's using like just the base balls that you get like from the start. So there's like a chance he loses it. I don't want to have that chance, so I'm kind of playing it with my own rule set. Um, because I figure like if since this is an MMO, we should be able to trade stuff, you know. But there's also this guy named Master Baron. He's 30,000 encounters deep to a to Route 1 on Kanto. He has some really great videos about the subject and like really breaks down why a lot of the early encounters would be good to find. Um, yeah, check this dude's channel out, man. He has some cool stuff about this topic. All right, boys. The recording thing has started, is blocking it, but I'm about to hit 1,000 encounters. The first 1,000 encounters on this account. See if this is a double battle. Nope, it's Pidgey. Only one more. Only one more. The encounter rate here is actually not too bad. I'm assuming it's like around 180 to like 200 an hour. I haven't really been hunting here all that long, and I'm already up to 1,000. So honestly, if I go to 30k, it probably won't be that bad. I mean, it'll probably take me like a good portion of April, but still. All right, that's 1,000 encounters right there. Alright guys, after about 10 hours of gameplay, I decided to get myself a better outfit. I went ahead and basically copied my main's outfit, but I just made it blue. I brought over a mage's staff because it kind of matches the pants and the hair. Yeah, I think this looks a lot better than the full default. Alright you guys. Um, I just played for about an hour just to test to see how many encounters per hour I'm getting. Also, I passed 3,000 encounters, so I'm like a little bit over a tenth of the way to odds at the moment. But I started the hour with like 2,880 encounters, and I ended the hour with like 3,100. So it's looking like it's about like 250 an hour or so. Um, Yeah, that's actually not too bad for just slow walking back and forth. I think the encounter rate in the Veridian Forest might be a little bit higher, just based on like how many I'm getting. Uh, that's that's not a fact though. I'm not too sure about it. But yeah, using lures, I think I'm getting like 220 to 250 encounters per hour. Making some steady progress. I've got about 14 hours on the account so far. Yeah, I think once I hit 5,000 encounters, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down the percentages for like each of the Pokemon seen, and then I might make like a PowerPoint just going over which what each Pokemon brings to the table in terms of usefulness for this challenge. So yeah, we're making some steady progress here. All right, so I went ahead and I cooked up this little PowerPoint presentation for you guys on why Veridian Forest is the best place to start this type of challenge for my rule set. These are the findings after about 5,000 encounters. I broke down each of the encounters like percentage wise, like roughly how often you find them. It's also important to mention that I tried to play as often as I could in all of the in-game times. So these are the findings playing nighttime, morning time, and daytime. Nighttime is significantly shorter than daytime is, so you just naturally see less of the nighttime spawns, but it's still just important to note that. Okay, so Veridian Forest encounters. Um, Alright, so why encounter here instead of Route 1? First of all, you can reach Veridian Forest without having to do a single trainer battle, so it's still good for our rule set. You also have a 77% chance of encountering a Pokemon that learns the move Sweet Scent, and that's even higher if you don't encounter at night. Um, and Sweet Scent, for those that don't know, in PokeMMO, it summons a horde. So when you click the move Sweet Scent, you get like a battle of multiple Pokemon, which makes it really really good for shiny hunting. You can like really burn through encounters quick. Um, Most of the Pokemon here learn good grass moves or are grass type, and they evolve early, which is like really good for Brock. It's also good for Misty, but we just want to consider that for our first gym battle. And also using lures here adds the spawn for Bulbasaur, which is a rare shiny in PokeMMO. Um, Normally the way you hunt it is via doing eggs because you really don't see that many here, but it's just good to note that like you can boost the encounter rate for something good. So let's go into the encounters you find here. Um, Bulbasaur is about a 4%. It learns the move Sweet Scent, so it's definitely one of our targets. Gets a lot of good TMs. It's generally just a strong grass type. It has access to Sleep Powder. It evolves before the first gym at level 16. A lot of people pick Bulbasaur for their starter because it's just strong. I mean, it's good against the first two gyms. In Pokemon specifically, people usually pick Blastoise because like it gets Shell Smash later on, I think. Um, but Bulbasaur is definitely the second best pick. Um, Next we have Caterpie and Metapod. So Caterpie is about a 16% and Metapod's about a 9%. Um, this Evo line learns Sweet Scent and it gets to be a Butterfree at level 10. So that's really early. Gets access to all the powder moves. It also gets Quiver Dance, which is a really broken setup move. Uh, and it gets good coverage. So it gets like Shadow Ball and Psychic. It's just pretty strong overall. I think it also gets Tinted Lens, so like even if you're hitting something not super effectively, it'll still boost its damage. So Butterfree is definitely a solid pick. It is 4 times weak to Brock, which sucks, but he's the first gym leader. He's not super hard anyway. Um, I think Butterfree would be a good one to hit. Next we have Weedle and Kakuna. Weedle is like a 17%, Cocoon is like a 9%. This line also gets Sweet Scent, and it also turns into its max evolution at level 10. Um, I really, really like Beedrill Shiny. The the green with the blue eyes just pops really well. It's a decent user of False Swipe, and it also gets a lot of HM moves. The thing about Kanto is that the HM moves are required to get through the region. So like we do need to get a Pokemon that learns Cut eventually, um, which would be good to get a Weedle for because this one does get cut. Um, it also gets the ability Swarm, which boosts encounter rate for single battles. It's similar to the move Illuminate. In PokeMMO, they just essentially made them both do the same thing, but Swarm has the added ability of boosting bug type attacks when you're low health. Um, yeah, it's I think Beedrill would be a super solid one to get. It's not like super strong, and it kind of tapers off into the end game, but yeah, I think this one would be super good. Pidgey is at 8%. It does not learn Sweet Scent. This is the only one that spawns at the day that doesn't get it. Um, I think that this is probably the one I want the least, to be honest, because it would mean that I probably have to come back here for a second phase. It does turn into Pidgeotto at level 18, and it does get access to Fly. Both of those are really, really important, um, because we definitely do want to get a Pokemon that learns Fly eventually. Uh, and but honestly, it gets a lot better late game. It doesn't get like a ton of good TMs, and just kind of generally, Pidgeot is like not the greatest Pokemon in the world, but yeah, I mean it would be something. I wouldn't be too mad at this. Pikachu is another really solid option. This one also learns Sweet Scent, and it can be evolved instantly with a Thunderstone. It gets Surf and Grass Knot, which are great coverage moves. So we're gonna need Surf anyway, because there's a part of the story where you need it. But this is a good user of it as well, which is important. Um, we got to keep that in mind. Of like, we want Pokemon that are able to utilize the HM moves. And Raichu, just in general, is just a strong special attacker. He's also pretty fast at 110 base speed. Oddish is like a 6%. In my opinion, this is the thing we want here the most, besides the Bulbasaur. Um, it does learn Sweet Scent. It evolves after the first gym, right? Our level cap is level 20 right now, and I think it evolves at level 21. But after that, you can use a stone on it to turn it into Vileplume or Blossom. I think Blossom is the better option because it gets Quiver Dance. Um, and also, just having a grass type is great for the first two gyms. This will help us a lot if we hit this. Bellsprout is kind of like a worse Oddish, in my opinion. It's a 6%, but it does get Sweet Scent. It does evolve after the first gym, which kind of sucks, but after that, use a stone on it. It does get access to cut, which is cool. And like I said before, grass is just good against the first two gyms. So yeah, I like Bellsprout's shiny a lot though. The little like golden flower, he's cute. Um, okay, so this is the first of like the time dependent ones. Ladybug is a 2% morning only. The percentage is actually higher when you're encountering it, but like overall, if you're encountering all the time, it's a 2%. Um, this Pokemon does get Sweet Scent, which is good. It also evolves before the first gym. It gets access to the ability Swarm, which I said before is just like Illuminate, so you can use this as a lead. Um, but this Pokemon gets a lot of cool attacks. It gets like Mach Punch at level 15, which if you guys have played Sinnoh, you get the Monferno with Mach Punch. It's absolutely broken for the start of playthroughs. This thing also gets Ice Punch, Drain Punch, Thunder Punch. It gets a lot of really good coverage. The only thing about it is it has base 35 attack. It's absolutely horrible. um, it's a flying type as well. Yeah, I mean, this definitely wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I would almost have to replace it by the end of the playthrough, I think. Um, now we're getting to the night only Pokemon. So we have Spinarak, which is about a 3% if you're encountering all the time. Uh, it does not learn Sweet Scent, and it evolves at level 22. The shiny is absolutely beautiful, and it does get Swarm. Um, but I think of out of literally everything, Spinarak would probably be the worst thing to find. Yeah, it's just super. It's just not powerful. I mean, it would be good like later on, but I need something that gets Sweet Scent. Uh, and last but not least, we have Hoot Hoot, which is about a 10% if you encounter all the time, which is pretty crazy because nighttime does not last as long as daytime, and I saw like this many of them. It does not learn Sweet Scent. It does get Fly, which is important, and it does have the ability Tinted Lens like Butterfree does. But yeah, it evolves at level 20. Noctowl like isn't super strong or anything. It does get access to Hypnosis, which is good to have a sleep move in the early game. And it does have cool coverage like Shadow Ball and Heat Wave, but I just don't want to hit one of these. So I think after going through all of this, I've decided that the majority of my playtime for this challenge in this area is probably going to be in the day. I might skip the nights just because I don't really want to hit a Spinarak or a Hoot Hoot that much. I'm really trying to prioritize a Pokemon that gets um, Sweet Scent. Maybe later on, if there's not a horde where I can find a Pokemon that gets Fly, I'll come back here to try and get a Hoot Hoot. Uh, but for right now, I think our best play is to just encounter during the day. So yeah, this is the breakdown. These are the findings after about 5,000 encounters. I think right now I'm at like 5,700. I'm trying to do about 1,000 a day. So yeah, we're making some great progress. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. This is probably gonna be the last clip. Um, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think of this challenge in the comments. This is my first time doing something like this.